Alright, I'm streaming on everything. I just crashed out. Literally, my camera crashed, and I don't know what the fuck else happened. I was listening to this bitch. I recorded a phone call when I got laid off. Maybe I shouldn't do that though, so we'll come back to that maybe. I don't like this angle. Should I get a better fucking angle over here, man? I taped it though. I had to tape it to my fucking desk to make this shit work, guys. I fucking dude. I hate technology. I hate that I even have to do this. Should I be looking at the camera? I can't see when I look. Anyways, I wanna shit. Stop. No, I don't wanna update the layout. Fuck me in the butt cheeks. Alright, hold on. Stop. Oh my gosh. Alright. How can I just have my chat pop out? Chat. Yeah. Okay, there's the chat. Can I do that to YouTube as well? Where's YouTube? No. Jeez. Alright, YouTube. Where's the chat? Right here. Error, more than one ingestion. Send one stream. Okay. Where's the error? One ingest. Okay. What does that fucking mean, guys? God, dude. I fucking hate having this shit, dude. You're a goddamn wage slave, dude. Fuck, man. It's so unfair, man. Alright, let's see. So, there's more than one. Which one do I click off of? Hmm. Perhaps. Alright. God damn, dude. Stop. Those two. Jesus. Jumping Jehoshaphat. Alright, hold on. Am I streaming on YouTube again? Holy fucking shit, dude. Okay. Am I back here? Alright, hold on. Am I streaming on YouTube again? Holy fucking shit, dude. Okay. Looks like I'm back, baby. Jesus. Can I get a pop out chat? Thank you. Alright, so in this case, if I got two pop out chats, I got two pop out chats. That means I can look at the fucking chats right here. Pop out chats. Who texted me? It didn't take me 3 hours to even fucking start a stream. Uh, uh, fuck me, dude. This has gotta be probably the worst stream that's ever been made. I just heard my phone. Mother freaking. I'm so annoyed with this, guys. Where is it? There it is. Okay. My jank ass fucking setup, dude. Ah, fucking janky ass, jank bullshit. Goddamn bald spot on my head. God damn it. Alright. Oh, it's already 11. Wow, running out of time to stream. What should I do? Let's let's fucking check out something I should. Oh man, I even forgot what the fuck I was gonna stream about. I guess let's check out What's AA got going on? New Chinese World Order? Let's take a look. Come on. Come on.
In 1978, China had an extreme poverty ratio of
Is it working?
88%. That's about 800 million people. In 2021, all 800 million of these people had been lifted out of poverty. That means they eliminated what was defined as extreme poverty back in 1978. Now gone. China, during that period from 1978 to 2021, had experienced
Oh,
annual
yeah.
GDP growth of 9.5%. And to commemorate,
GDP go up. Anyways, I forgot that I like to do this on stream. This is one of my sort of favorite looking books, The Complete Immortalia. Yeah, I would think it would be immorality is what it means, but it's the classics when it comes to sailor tunes. You know, generally just crass stuff. So here we go. No. Okay. Here we go. All right. There was a young fellow from Boston who rode around in Austin. There was room for his ass and a gallon of gas, but his balls hung outside and he lost them. Mid tier. We should start rating these things. Okay. There was a young lady of Norway who hung by her toes in a doorway. She said to her beau, "Just look at me, Joe. I think I've discovered one more way." Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Here we go. There once was a Spanish nobilio who lived in an ancient Castillo. He was proud of his tra-la-la-lilio and the works of his Tweedledum-dee. One day he went to the Theatilio, and there he saw a lovely Dancilio, who excited his tra-la-la-lilio and the works of his Tweedledee-dum. He took her up to his Castillo, laid her upon his Sophilio. Then he inserted his Tralalalilio in the works of his Tweedledee-dum. 9 days later, he saw the Dactylio. He had a fine dose of Clapilio, and all over his Tralalalilio and the works of Tweedledum-dee. Now he sits in the ancient Castillo with a handful of cotton wadillios and swabs off his Tralalalilio and the works of his Tweedledee-dum. Oh shit, here's one about an Indian man. Wait, okay. There once was an Indian man who was very much afraid that some buckaroo would slip it up her slew. Oh, it was Indian maid. Slip it up her slew. I've never heard it called a slew before. That's new information to me, guys. I want to get up in your slew, girl. Can I put my slug in your slew? As she lay in the shade. Okay, let's get something short. Okay, here we go. Just these old style. One. A gentle old lady I knew was dozing one day in her pew. When the preacher yelled sin, she said, "Count me in." And as soon as the service is through, all right, some are good, some aren't. Either way, I read them from time to time. God, dude. It's like I'm finally want to stream and then I get started and I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. Where are my mini chats? Right there. Okay, let's see what you say.
this glorious achievement, Chairman Xi in 2021 came out and said, well, China is now a quote, moderately prosperous society. But now it's time for phase two.
Let's
By
speed them up.
2049, said Xi, he wanted China to become, quote, a strong, modern, prosperous, socialist superpower. That's a strong, modern, prosperous, socialist superpower. And one of the things I don't think has been fully grasped by people in the West is just how total, holistic, and ambitious Xi's plans announced in 2021.
So, yeah. Do people think that do we think that China is gonna be how it behaved historically? You know, other than the millions that died constantly there, but historically China wasn't really that imperial, like, or wasn't that expansive, right? It didn't try to expand that much. I mean, they did build the big wall, but they never really, you know, did something like they never did like a how the Japan did in World War II. Never did anything quite like that. They're just known for civil wars mostly, but honestly, the way that warfare has become now, I don't think we'd want to go to war with China. I can't believe that we're, you know, shooting $1 billion rockets to knock down $60,000 drones for Israel. I'm not dying for Israel. Israel might kill me. That's the only way that I'll die for Israel is if they kill me. I'm never going to sign up to die for them. If I do, then I'm going to be truly desperate, I guess. But they're fucked up, man. They're basically like, I mean, is anybody getting with the program here lately? Does anybody else think Tommy Robinson is sort of a psyop? Because he comes here and he says we're being played by, like, disliking the Jews because there's all these Muslim problems in London, which I would, or, England, which I wouldn't even say is necessarily Muslim problem. It's problems that they leave the border open and it's Africans, Muslims. I mean, Muslim isn't an ethnicity. Africa, or I guess it is. I don't fucking know. It's Arabs, Africans, Arabs, fucking people from Senegal, I don't know, dude, everywhere. And they send the people who would basically be in insane asylums. It's a lot like how, and everybody knows the movie Scarface, how he was an immigrant. That isn't that. It's actually pretty ironic that you know Scarface is a movie about an immigrant who comes here and commits a bunch of criminal acts and it's glorified, but you know that's what's happening. I mean, they may not be setting up giant empires like him, but dude, we're getting the worst of all worlds. We're really just getting railed, dude. Just fucking hammered right now. I don't know, man. And I don't even know what the fucking demographics are in reality. I know that when people poll Americans or poll Brits, they overestimate how many people are here. But I mean, especially for boomers, everything on fucking TV or ads, you're gonna see two black guys. All gonna be black or foreign, and there'll be one white guy in it. And so it distorts our view of reality, and I guess creates a false dialectic. Who knows, man? It could be Kabbalah magic. I like how AA has a video about the different schools of right wing thought. One being the school of schizo. I like the school of schizo, man. The school of schizo actually gets it right sometimes, but they can't be taken seriously. But and now it seems Nick Fuentes might be a Fed. We'll get to that in a minute. Hold on.
Were and remain. One of the initiatives set was called Made in China 2025. This targeted 10 high tech industries where they wanted China to be number one across those 10 tech sectors by 2035. At the time of writing, 86% of these goals have already currently been met. But they want total manufacturing dominance by 2035. So that's in the next 10 years. On top of that, everybody's heard of the Belt and Road Initiative. They have invested at this point, China, $1.4 trillion plus in 147 countries. That is two-thirds of the entire world's population connected by Belt and Road Initiative. This is a huge increase in
Yeah,
global influence
they're
for
doing
China.
they're
Right?
doing exactly what we did, where we sold debt as the U.S. is what I'm speaking is. We went to other countries and we would make their ruling class rich, but they had to buy our debt. They had to become part of this one world debt, gay race communism sort of thing that we're in now. And I don't know about you guys, but personally, man, I know Americans who are fucking Mexican, right? And they fucking choose Mexico over America in most things. But if you ask them, what, like, they like a lot of the things that America provides to them, but they like the free, cheap way of living that you can go do in Mexico. Everybody else has a fucking parachute out of these problems except for heritage Americans or heritage Englishmen or whatever, man. I don't have a country to run off to, right? And like, why the fuck did my ancestors like conquer the West, fucking, deal with all this shit, set aside European grudges and all this shit just to debate people that are not, like, just have these arguments that are so fucking stupid, man. Like, black Hebrew Israelites. Like, we are reverting to retardation, guys.
That concept of global influence is going to be very key to understanding what exactly their goals are. Um, Something John Mearsheimer has talked about a fair bit in the past, but I still think, whenever I talk about China on this channel, the comments fill up with, Peter Zahan said, and all sorts of Western
You
coat.
guys are Professor Zhang with his um uh, predictive history. That guy said on the stream he's trying to start a cult, and then it was with Kurt Metzger, and he laughed, Kurt Metzger, but he didn't ask him any further questions. He really should have. I mean, that sounds crazy. I mean, is he starting a predictive history cult? I don't know. I think we're going to see a resurgence in cults. We already are. But think about the time, like, the time in which Christ lived. There was cults everywhere, all over the place, right? Uh, one of my favorite sort of portrayals of it is like, they barely mention it in the show I Claudius. It's a great fucking show though. You guys really should watch I Claudius. But also, yeah, I don't even know what my genetic heritage is completely, but it's German English, maybe a little bit of American Indian is what I heard. I heard my grandpa was half, making my dad a quarter, making me eighth of it, but which means I'm more than Elizabeth Warren. But yeah, I mean, it's just the progressive stack. It's just like, did the woke get put away? Everybody was hoping that wokeness would get put away. Well, it might. They put away the woke, but only so you can go have a war in Israel. You know what I mean? It kind of is like, oh man, maybe we shouldn't have wasted all that money on in the Ukraine. Oh man, now we gotta waste money and fucking fighting these wars. Oh my god, dude. I just Meanwhile, everybody's fucking suffering, dude. The level of desperation for people who are poor is fucking insane. And but like again, everybody else gets government benefits. Everybody gets we're paying we're paying for fucking immigrants to have free health care, to have all the things they need just so they can go take it to other countries. You know what I mean? And it's fucking insane. Meanwhile, it's just like there's actually systemic discrimination of white people. It's actually, that's the truth. I mean, with affirmative action and shit like that. But, you know, they might have ruled it unconstitutional. They might, I don't know if they did, but they might have it like where it's not. What am I trying to say here? Okay, so they might have dealt with it and said it's not something that's allowed, but people are still gonna fucking do it if it's culturally what if it's culturally pushed and a corporation decides that that's what they want to do, corporations still gonna do it. I mean, corporations are more powerful than the government, man. I mean, there's corporations whose wealth is more than countries by far. I mean, we're basically dealing with like people like Crassus was in Roman history, you know, just so much money, he was a third of the state's power, even though he ended up dying in the Battle of Carrhae. Not even the battle. He was one of the classic getting silver poured down his throat. Happens it happens all the time apparently. It's funny when you read history, you see these tropes and you're like, were people really just like that, or is are we just trying to legitimize something? I don't know. Anyways, I'm all over the place here, guys. But what actually did I want to show you was fuck, I just mentioned it. The Jake Shields. Let's look at Nick Fuentes' behavior. That's what I want to show you guys. Actually, I actually want to show you Jake Shields, Nick Fuentes. Let's see it. Here we go.
Trying to like steal his audience. I'm very aware of my
Okay, hold
Nick's movement is a personality cult, 100% true, just like Trump, built around outrage, ego, and attention seeking. I want no part of it. The Epstein cabal has pitted us against each other, stripped away our sovereignty, and buried the country in debt. We need to take our country back. All right, guys, I'm going to tell the story. This is a little complex. I didn't know where to start. It's about an unfortunate feud I have with Nick Fuentes. This is a guy who I used to have a ton of respect for, and I still do appreciate everything he's added and contributed. Like, I'm not like telling anyone not watching him. I'm not telling anyone he hasn't added a lot of good, but he's also added countless division and insane lies against Dan Blazarian. So let's start right here with this picture. This is Amy Dangerfield and her husband. Look, she's wearing America First hats. She's such a Nick Fuentes fan that she wore his hats at her wedding. This is the most dedicated person you could imagine. She threw an event and then she decided to name it America First United. I'm not sure exactly why. My speculation is she's such a fan of Nick. She wanted Nick to be a part of it. She invited him. She was hoping he would come and kind of be the key speaker, the headliner. But instead, Nick decided just to completely crash out an event, called her a worthless.
on. Yeah. Um, Nick Fuentes. So I mean, if you just list it out, so he actively told people to storm the Capitol. He said disregard the police and all that shit. He didn't get arrested. There's people who got arrested that weren't even there. You know what I mean? He didn't get arrested for that. That's one strike. Um, Another strike on Nick Fuentes is that huge amount of anonymous money donated to him from some guy in France. You know, and the French are very known for having very bold espionage. You know what I mean? So any sort of French connection shouldn't be underestimated, in my opinion, because from what I hear, that the French are very aggressive with their espionage and very violent. Um, what's the third thing? He actively, you know, discourages people from having kids. He acts like it's a chore when it would be one of the greatest joys in your life. I mean, he probably only wants kids so he can, you know, turn them into cat girls or something. You know what I mean? That's another strike. He also he's gay. There's evidence of that, right? Okay, like I mean, there's evidence of all this gay stuff. He just like encourages people to just sit at their computer and do nothing. When there's someone affecting real change like Dan Bilzerian, he doesn't support him. He supports the Jew who's running against him. Why the fuck would you do that? Okay? Um, Another strike is that he lied about what the fuck happened. He said Dan Bilzerian was gonna asked him who he should go after, you know, with a pew to like, you know, which J's should he do that to? Not only that, then he says this other guy chimes in and says, "Dude, same thing. A known liar. This guy, same thing. He asked me about how to get Ben Shapiro. Who everybody in their right mind knows Ben Shapiro has lost his legitimacy, and everybody knows that to assassinate Ben Shapiro would be making a martyr out of him. Nobody would advocate for that. Now, I'm not saying like I wasn't there for these conversations. Maybe somebody said something like that as a joke. I mean, I could. Who would make that joke? I could make that joke. Like obviously, no. Has everybody ever not joked around about unaliving somebody just as a joke? I mean, sure, but like I could see somebody saying, you know, how do I get to Ben Shapiro as a joke? But point is, none of that was said. I don't believe Nick Fuentes anymore. I think the mask has fallen too many times. Also, he's selling Epstein merch, says Epstein has aura. You guys, we've got to start, like, looking at patterns and overcoming the parasocial feelings you have for a person. Just because you liked Nick in the past doesn't mean that you should stick with him when he starts betraying you. Alright, anyways.
What? Shame this girl who looked up to him, you know, one of your idols, which
quicker.
That sucks, you know, when your idol throws you under the bus. And it gets worse. They make memes of like her being raped by the Groypers. So let's go ahead and pull up the next thing. Because I think after that, it went in. This is Casey Push. Casey Push was running for, I think, governor in Ohio. He's very.
You guys, I want to get out of the wage cage so badly. Please, somebody fucking watch my shit.
America first, pro-America, anti-Israel. He's the guy that Nick Fuentes should be pushing. But instead, Nick Fuentes went off and said this guy can rest in piss, told people he doesn't have a chance.
This guy, Casey, dude, this is a good guy, man. He helps people in the real world and gives them jobs, dude. Casey the car guy, he's fucking... dude, why is Nick Fuentes hating on this guy? Why does he not want us to actually affect real change in real life? He wants you on the computer. He wants you eating chicken tendies, fucking in your underwear, having sex with cat girls. I mean, cat boys. Whatever, dude. Whatever.
Don't bet for him. Let's go ahead and play this real quick.
Because the giant corporations and tech bros, including things like Tesla, literally save hundreds of millions of dollars a year paying the H-1Bs less money because they're cheap foreign labor from India, and they'll take whatever they can get. And that also destroys the entirety of our salaries in the future for all Americans, regardless of what color or sex you are. That can't happen. And I'm sorry that Trump got completely sold out with regard to the H-1Bs, including other things. Because the giant...
Yeah. So also, guys, plan trusters.
Against this?
Plan trusters. I'm very upset with plan trusters, man. because these plan trusters were fucking, dude, another genocide. Did we not kill enough people in Iraq? Did we not learn to stop dying for Israel? What the fuck, man? Like, come on, Trump supporters. We need to make some noise about this. This is insane, guys. I just, and I talked to boomers about it, and they're like, well, they did have a nuke, probably. Well, we needed to. Well, they just want to do what they want to say, whatever. You know? They want to say it was necessary. Even I've seen even liberal boomers who hated Trump. They're still on board with this for some fucking reason. It's just crazy, guys.
Guy.
It's fucking
Now he's
crazy.
endorsing a Jewish Democrat girl who's one of the people that did the COVID lockdown. So it's the worst candidate. So this pissed a lot of people off. You know, Dan Blazarian, he did a little quick speech at the Amy Dangerfield's thing, and he saw Nick attacking her and this guy, and he didn't like it. I just had a call from Dan. He goes, "Hey, I'm attack Nick." I go, "Dan, let me call you back in an hour. I'm in the middle of filming." And then Dan goes, "Oh, I apologize for what I stopped you from attacking Nick a few months ago." I go, Dan, just let me call you back in an hour. Don't attack Nick." 30 minutes later, I start getting text messages. Dan does not have very good impulse control like myself. He attacked Nick. Let's pull up the tweet that he said. Okay, now let's go look at the tweet that Dan sent. It said, "I think Nick Fuentes is a Fed. Constant division, endless infighting, defending Epstein, then attacking a Christian man only to endorse a Jewish Democrat woman after saying the left wants us dead. The contradictions never end." Obviously, that caused just a complete shitstorm. And I was like, oh, damn, you know, I had agreed with Nick. We talked on the phone, never to attack each other. So I'm stuck in the middle. The Groypers are coming after me.
I'm just trying to signal boost this, guys. I'm just trying to signal boost this. I hate that. I fucking hate these psyops being run on us and all this fucking bullshit, guys. And I hate that we can't affect any real change. There has to be a way. Unfortunately, the laws are set up in such a way as to not let us fucking do anything about it. You know, it's just it's sickening. I'm so sick of fucking Israel, dude. Ugh, I'm so sick of them, dude. You know, if you took the all the debt that we are in as a country, like I'd say 2/3 of it is fucking Israel's debt. You compound the interest, all the money on the Iraq war, all the money on this war, all the money we send to them so they get free health care and we don't. And the U.S. is basically a testing ground for new medicines, probably for so to test for Israel. But like, it's true. I know people who are in the healthcare industry who have heard people say things at these conventions and stuff like, it's so great that we have the U.S. to test all these medicines in so that we can have them in our places. And meanwhile, we have that going on, and we have the goy slop. We have fucking just terrible food, bad for us. Everybody's sick, fat. We're fucking. The Europeans have been brought low, and American Europeans. And now with that recent stabbing in the UK wasn't even a surprise. I mean, that shit's been happening. It's just that was on video. And it's just like, guys, I mean, if we didn't have the Second Amendment, I don't know what we would do. But pretty soon that won't protect us from anything. Once they start being able to make $1,000 drones with a little piece of shaped plastic explosive on it, we're done. We have to do something. There's only so much time we have left, guys.
Bashing me. I still wasn't attacking Nick. I was actually still talking to Nick. He told me to have Dan apologize to him. I'm like, well, Nick, that's not going to happen. Maybe we can get on a three-way call later or something like that. But then I was still talking to him. Then all of a sudden, he posted something just insane. So let's pull up the next tweet.
Like
once I saw this,
crazy.
I just said, wow, Nick. And I'll never have any association with him again. This is so deranged that it can never be forgiven. To me, it's like a girl that says she was raped when she wasn't. It's like you can't forgive someone with such disgusting behavior. So I'll go ahead and read this tweet. It goes, okay, I scrolled a little bit. The first time I met Dan Blazarian at his house, he had us put our phones in another room. Then he asked me how difficult it would be to assassinate Israeli government ministries. Then he invited me to Dubai and Qatar, which I declined. On his way there, he was ambushed by the FBI. And then underneath it, Lucas Gage, who's another division guy
Lucas
who attacks
Gage,
every person.
piece of
Holy
shit.
fuck. Nick, I swear to God, he did the same thing to me. He walked me and Jake up that room with a batting cage. We put our phones on a couch and went on the secluded room with the big TVs. He asked me about where Ben Shapiro lived and how he could be taken out. This is insane. And Lucas commented, I
Who
believe,
the
minutes
fuck?
after. It looks like it was.
Who the fuck would ever say that? Who would think that, damn it, that assassinating Ben Shapiro would do anything except give the Zionists more fuel? That's so crazy. There's no way that he said that. And this is a guy running for Congress who's not bought out by the Zionists and is very outspoken. If you live in Florida, you need to win this election because also there's anti-Semitism laws on the books in Florida now. Do you want to start getting prosecuted for passing judgment on the holy Jews? Like, fucking hell, guys, dude. It's always been them. It's always going to be them. Every time that I look into something, every fucking time I look into something, they had a hand in it. And then they have outward arms like the Freemasons are just an extension of Judaism. And like Aleister Crowley type shit. You know, Aleister Crowley, he did all his sex magic bullshit. And then when you read his books at the end, what he does is tells you to start your own religion. And that's how we have Scientology. That's how we have Wicca was created off of the back of that. What else was off the Parsons guy who was involved with NASA fucking tried to start a religion out of it. He blew himself up though. So playing with rockets. But you guys, this is like we're either gonna like this. We cannot continue this way. I don't even know how this country's still functioning with such debt, and I don't know if it's because of the petrodollar or what, but I mean, dude, I would love to live. I'd rather live in a poor country with my own people than whoever else. This country should just be the people who were here before the Hart-Celler Act. I mean, there's the story of America is the story of getting stabbed in the back over and over and over again. That is the story of the U.S., the story of your government fucking lying and doing things. Stuff like, and I mean, this is going to be controversial, but let me just say, you know, like, fucking, what is it? Desegregation was not something that was popular, okay? It was not what the people wanted, okay? So, regardless how you feel about it, I think it was probably wrong, right? But they bust people in other schools and did all this shit in a very antagonistic way. And when the people in Congress who are supposed to represent their constituents like pushed all this stuff through, which nobody at the time wanted. Now I'm not saying we shouldn't have had some desegregation happen, but did it have to be so intense? It didn't have to be that way. And guess what? People self segregate anyways. It's just natural human biology that that's what's going to happen. And it's just that way. It is that way. And I mean, people do that on their own. So it was like, what the fuck was the point of all this? And since then, the education levels of black people have gotten worse. The fatherless homes have gotten worse. Everything since all these things, these progressive ideas, have only put us back. And now we have no manufacturing here. We have nothing. If you want to get a job, it's going to be either wage slavey, working somewhere, making jack shit, or you're going to be on a computer, or you can break free and own your own business. But it's still, it's like there's no honest. It's like honest labor is out the window, and people are fucking losing the basic abilities to do anything. And it's just crazy, man. Like, people probably don't even know how to change the oil of their car anymore. I mean, there's probably people who don't know how to change a fucking light bulb, honestly. Do you remember that used to be a joke? How many pull locks does it take to screw in a light bulb? Well, but like, I bet you literally now there's people who can't screw in a light bulb or don't even know how to do it. And yeah, I don't know.
Negotiate
Anyways, though, Nick Fuentes seems like he's a fucking fraud.
between these guys. Lucas Gage also just went on this big thing denouncing anti-Semitism, saying he was led astray. This guy's the biggest grifter. Like, Dan flew him out here, put him up in a suite. I gave him money, and all he did was like bug and pester. Always wanted more. The guy adds nothing of value. And I also picked Nick up from the airport and took him to Dan's. So I could say with 100% certainty, these are flat out insane lies. Like, Dan is a multi-millionaire, famous guy. You think he's trying to assign?
It's this type of shit, okay? If you see this type of shit from Nick, and even if Nick heard that, why the fuck is he going around telling people? If that was true, why would he go and post that on the internet anyways? Is he a little bitch like that? He's always talking shit and acting like he's a big man, but then he goes and posts things on the internet behind people's back, being a little fucking bitch, dude. And it's like, okay, I think he's in the $7,000 club probably at this point. I think he is a silo. I think he's controlled opposition. It's like fucking who Lenin said, we don't have to worry about the opposition when we control the opposition ourselves. And that's what happens. And they create a false dialectic where there's only two choices. It's what's been happening. It's what's going to continue to happen, is that if you're presented with a false dialectic and they hope to gain synthesis through it. It depends on, I don't know, it's very good to look in the Jay Dyer about these sorts of things, but they believe in a dialectic where you have only two options and either one gets chosen or you get a synthesis of some kind. And what I call that, usually the synthesis is worse. Usually it's like, let's get rid of something good and replace it with a synthesized fucking. It's just too much sometimes.
Assassinate Ben Shapiro, and Ben Shapiro of all people, who's like not even that important. It's just such a level of insanity that I had to start attacking Nick, even though I'd been trying to avoid it. Now, the day I picked Nick up from the airport, I remember there was people there. I couldn't remember who. Thankfully, Hassan, my friend, posted this. Look here. This is basically the day we were there. This is us all hanging out. Go and play the video. It's super short, but you see it's just people hanging out, laughing. Does that look like we're planning some kind of crazy coup attempt? It's just laughable. Lucas went and posted
It's
another
funny right here,
video, which is equally
right
insane.
there. It looks like that's a big turkey, and that, that's Nick's head is the turkey, and he is a turkey. He's fucking.
And as far as Nick goes, he's a guy.
I know people like him. I have a friend who, stayed a virgin, and we would throw women to him. We'd throw women at him, and he'd be like, I don't know, she just wasn't good enough. Da da da. Either he was a coward and just afraid, or he was gay. I don't know, but he's still, he's probably almost 40 now. He's close to a 40-year-old virgin, right? And he's fucking, this dude that I'm talking about, he fucking is like a Nick Fuentes fanboy type of guy. And he started saying to people, "Oh, I don't want to be friends with people. Now I have to know people's politics before I'll even be friends with them." And it's just crazy. And this dude was an insanely talented musician, gifted in ways that most people dream to be that gifted. Not only did he have the, upbringing where he learned the music like from his family very well, but he's also just was naturally talented, probably autistic to be honest with you. And he worked at one of those dueling piano bars at one point where he was making like 70, 100K a year when he was in his early 20s doing that, and it was insane. But that job wasn't good enough for him, and it just was. It's this attitude. I'm very familiar with this attitude of people like Nick Fuentes. This guy is basically the same fucking guy.
I had tremendous respect for. The reason he came out is because I talked the Hodge twins into having him on. I fought to him and Patrick Bet David. He's a guy that I believed in. So this is a feud I've been trying to avoid. It sucks when someone you looked up to and believed in turned out to be a failure. This is a tweet by Hassan. I haven't read this. Let's see. It's a photo. We went to France, Romania. I didn't go to Dubai. Same trick. Nick Fuentes accused Dan and went on to flee the country. Here we went diving. We went out there to the World Championship, deep sea diver without tanks. We met him. This is something Nick should have done, to go out with the guys, go out swimming, go out like he probably doesn't want to get his hair wet. This is the trip they invited him on. We also went and met with the Tates. Dan actually asked me on whether we should invite Nick to join us, and I said no. Let's keep it to close friends. Dan is one of the absolute. I'm glad Nick didn't come because think he would have. And I said no. Let's keep it to close friends. Dan is one of the absolute. I'm glad Nick didn't come because think he would the whole time he'd been like plotting against us. Now that we know his nature, I told Dan, yeah, sure, invite Nick. Dan is one of the absolute most authentic people I know. He doesn't play the political game. He speaks his mind regardless of the cost, something rarely any politician does. Dan always speaks the truth. You always know what he's thinking, whether it's bad or good. There were times I even recommended he say things differently to succeed, and absolutely he refused. He doesn't censor himself for political and financial gain. He would rather die than lie or hold his tongue. That is true. You may not agree with everything he says, but someone who actually doesn't sell out his position is priceless for this country. When Dan called out Nick, I reached out and responded. I know it's bad for me, but I don't care. It needed to be said. Just a reminder that Dan does not hold back for political or financial gain, but thankfully the whole situation has worked out in Dan's favor. Scroll up. Even if Nick even if what Nick said was true, which as someone who was there knows it's not, then it proves he's a rat and a snitch.
All right. Let's jump ahead a bit. Is there anything else? Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys that tweet. Nick's literally making shit up and fucking throwing dirt on people.
The most treacherous thing one can do is to be welcome into someone's home, eat their food, then later speak ill of the host and lie about what happened there. I couldn't agree more. I was still trying to resolve this issue between Dan and Nick, and then Nick posted that. I'm like, wow, that's insane. Nick wanted Dan to apologize to him. Like I said, I'm like, Dan's not going to apologize. Maybe the three of us can talk and try to work things out. But as soon as he made such a crazy, serious...
I know, Nick Fuentes, man, you fucking pussies. You fucking Dude, he talks so much shit from the safety of his home. And I wonder what the fuck happens. I mean, maybe he really is what he says he is. I mean, he did have these assassination attempts on him. I don't know. That guy seemed like a fucking, like he had been MK Ultra'd or something. But, I mean, and then there's a video of him pepper spraying the lady in the face. Actually, really funny. Pepper spraying some Jewish lady in the face. But, like, what the fuck, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you do this, Nick? Why would you fucking... Do you want this sort of change? Why does he tell people to vote Democrat? Like, I understand that we need to punish MAGA, punish the Republicans when they don't do what they say. But, like, holy fucking shit, man. It's just...
This is trying to derail the campaign with Randy Fine. Watch, Nick Fuentes is going to start rallying for Randy Fine. Thanks for watching Fight Back Podcast. You have the chosen people. Now, this is the alleged room where the crazy meeting happened to plan assassinating people. Here it is. Go ahead and play it.
Say what's up, Jake. This guy's playing baseball in his own house. Fuck, I gotta jump. Is that ready to go or what? Dan, is that ready to go?
We plan to
here.
Israel's
I'm gonna go. What's filming now? All right, let's do this. Go do it up there. Lucas, you gotta climb up here and do it.
Dude falls. Oh my god. By the way, he has like
a little bitch. All right, man. I just let's get over ahead of this shit, dude. I don't
fans,
have to watch the whole thing.
Like anybody's listening to him for his takes, or he's been doing this for a decade, or he's got tens of thousands of people.
He's not trying to be a podcaster, guys. He's running for Congress. He's not trying to be a podcaster. That's
all right. Let's check this out. check this out.
And so if anybody's thinking that like Lucas just made this up to try to corroborate Nick's story, no, I had already heard that.
Yeah, let's back. So of interest or value.
Cock, I didn't go.
All right, let's see
So
what this
it's probably
fucking
pre-
bitch
or-
has to
you know,
say.
say what-
Have these conversations in private. People drop the N-bomb in private. People talk more openly in private. People
You do that
fed post in
now.
private. I mean, someone's got to do something about Joe. You know what I mean? So I don't think it was a
On the
plan. I
television,
don't think
this
it
guy's
was
a clown. Skip ahead a minute or two. I think this is all I can take of him.
And if you read the article, it's literally everything I've ever said for a year straight. I didn't cock. I didn't go to the wall. I didn't apologize. Nothing. It's literally saying
I bet
people are
Lucas is going to go to the wall. He's announced anti-Semitism. He's clearly working for some kind of Israel group now. I predict he goes to the wall within a year. So save this. Let's go to this video. I don't think Lucas is going to add anything more of interest or value. This guy is a complete worthless grifter.
You know, it's funny now is you can with AI you could make a picture of anybody kissing that wall. I predict that that's going to be a big issue in the future. But you know, I've never been to Israel. I have no plans to go there. I don't really want to go to a police state, although I sort of live in one.
He's always been. I actually have some really bad personal information about him, but I decided not to share it. Someone reached out about like some family issues, and it decided something I'll just keep private.
Which you
Let's
called out
see.
Jake Shields.
dude. So I just confirmed. Adam Green said you told me too, bro. He just texted me.
I told one person. I told everyone.
here,
I told
guys.
his Anons.
And it's just, guys, the Groypers they're sad. They make me sad to even think about them. They're just like, they're the sad Pepe meme. And it's like, dude, they're just throwing their money at this fucking guy who doesn't have any interest in them. It's like, dude, they have a parasocial relationship with a guy who just fucking hates their guts, dude. And I get it, Nick is trying to be funny and all sorts of shit. But I honestly think he says how he really feels a lot of the times. I think that, you know, it's easy for him because he doesn't like it. I think he just wants to go be gay. And he's upset. He's angry that he fucking has to do this and he can't just go fucking spend the prime of his life cuddling with cat boys
So
And Jews.
So
Put the Anons and Jews. They never met Dan.
and Jews.
saying that.
Oh,
that
pause real
was-
quick. Look at that guy on the side, Aaron. That's this clown that's running against Dan Blazarian. He was supporting Israel a year ago. He's trying to be like, I'm the real America First, guys. Vote me. The little opportunist jumping in, being like, yeah, let's bash Dan. I'm going to win District 6. No, you're not. Sit down, buddy. Get the fuck out of here, Aaron. You're a clown. Look at the guy above me, Jake Shields. Thanks. That guy's, he wants to be just like me. So that's
So,
awesome.
like, look what happens whenever any actual change is trying to be affected in the real world. Then Nick Fuentes changes his tune every time. Every time that something might actually result in a positive change for the U.S., Nick Fuentes will change. So let's see. I'm going to keep an eye on him. I want to keep an eye on him. I stopped watching him a while ago. There was about a month of my life where I watched him sort of religiously to see what he had to say and all this shit. After a while, it got really tiring watching him, to be honest with you. It's just like a guy yelling like at you, you know what I mean? And he does have some nuanced and good takes, but he has no solutions, guys. We need solutions, and it's just either people want to just talk about the problem and actually never have anything happen with it, or they fucking are actively your enemy and crazy and been propagandized, or they're just trying to keep your head down and live their lives, which I understand. You can do that and you should do that, especially if you have children. I guess you need to, but you think about the future, man. It terrifies me to think about the future. Not because of my safety or anything like that, but I have, you know, a brother who has kids. I have a stake in this country. Unlike so many people, man. There's so many people who have a place to go. I don't think dual citizenship should be allowed. And it's crazy. It's crazy.
have massive fans that are in here supporting me. So I really appreciate that, Jake Shields. Let's keep this going.
Apparently, you said you told Sam Parker and some other Anon.
I don't. I would assume I told Sam Parker.
Right,
because
right.
he was one of my closest allies.
Sam called me and goes, hey, did did anything crazy happen? Because I was just wondering, because Lucas is saying they told me, but I don't remember it. I'm just like, no. He's like, was it jokey maybe? I'm just like, Sam, no, like, we don't talk like that. I mean, obviously Dan said some crazy things, but he's never talked about anything the way they're alleging it. That's absolutely insane. So anyways, play it.
Right. But you're saying that you told Adam Green.
And Adam Green is not an ally of Nick. He's against Christianity. Like, there's zero gain for Adam Green to say this. And I have it right. Let me just look.
I fucking hate that we're having more, like, God, dude, the MAGA base was already split, and now we're gonna have another split, and it's caused by Nick. You know what I mean? I think Nick is here to cause splits at vital moments.
This is the text. Look,
We can see
These
here.
guys are
I'm showing my chat.
Yeah.
Did I tell you?
Jake
Yeah.
shows up there. Jake shows impersonator.
He told me about Dan. I go, yeah, look, there's it. So why would Adam Green, who's not been a friend of the Groypers, who wants to undermine, you know what I mean? Like, he has nothing to gain here. So because I know I told people.
What's interesting is I've actually had Adam Green on, and my producer was against it. He thought he was a bad actor. Now I think he was right. His instincts are pretty good. He's been right about a few things. So it's like he was adamant that Adam Green's a bad actor, but they were saying Adam Green kept saying I was scared to have him on. I kind of felt obligated to. I really didn't like the guy because I agreed to have him on, and then he started like attacking me.
Okay. I mean, just can we?
Big shows.
What did Lucas tell you about that?
I don't know. A few months ago, I remember like bringing up that Dan was like kind of spurging out on that one interview. He was like, I want to get a gun and go over to Israel, like exterminate or something crazy. And then I remember hearing the story about putting the phones away and then him saying like crazy stuff like that. I don't remember the bit.
Lucas Gage he looks like a Jew. I don't know.
Part, but definitely just want to let everybody know.
Yeah, because you and I stopped being.
It's hard to even know, man. We've been so programmed that it's like, hard to even know. And you know that crypto Jews are a thing? Like, they are a thing. If you read, like, all the Jewish literature and shit, there is such a thing as crypto Jews. You think you think that they can psyop us into fucking fighting their wars, but they can't have somebody who pretends to not be a Jew? No, they 100% can and do. And anybody who says conspiracy theories or can't, that word was coined to discredit people who, fucking questioned the official narrative of the JFK assassination. So, it's funny how it's always a lone gunman with no motives, but thinking he was going to accomplish something. It's just fucking insane. And it's just, guys, it's, I don't know what we're going to do, but we have to figure something out.
Friends because of Stu Peter for like 3 years, right?
So 3 years, but not Awesome Jew. So he stopped being friends with him because of Stu Peter, but Awesome Jew is his biggest enemy, and they're close friends. When Awesome Jew came out and did an interview with me, I thought it was really odd. Him and Adam kept texting each other. I was like trying to figure this out because supposedly Adam doesn't like these people, and then most people think Awesome Jew is some kind of Mossad asset. Why are these two having? I looked over and saw it on his phone. He's texting, asking about if he'd met me yet. Whatever.
Anybody who's Jewish could be a Mossad asset. If you call yourself Awesome Jew, you're fucking doing the Jews' bidding. If you read the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, which they say is fake, whatever, I don't know. It seems pretty real as in what it describes, but it says that there's people who within the Jewish diaspora, there's the head of the snake. This is the metaphor they use, the head of the snake, and there's the people who are the tail of the snake. They don't necessarily know what the head of the snake is doing, but through the system that the Jews operate in, the people who are in the tail of the snake are still doing the bidding of the Jews. Take somebody like the Channel 5 guy, whatever his name is. He's a Jew. He says he hates the state of Israel, right? But he still pushes probably degeneracy. He did that fluff piece with Hunter Biden's son, and he's all like, why are we so hateful on a guy who was having problems with drugs? He was, it was all drugs. It's like, no, it's not that. It's that he was getting underage prostitutes and that he was using government money to fucking become the head of a board of other things. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane, this shit. Hold on. Hello? Yeah, I'm about to in a minute. Yeah, I gotta go see her at 1. Alex said he wanted to go, so we're gonna go to the 2:45 one. Yes, yes. Do you want to meet me over here at whatever? Yeah, well, what time are you gonna be here at, you think? Yeah, I mean, you could, yeah, you could meet, yeah, I mean, that would work. Just, yeah, so she gets out of there at 1, and then, so I don't know, I just gotta get a couple cases of soda and then put gas in my tank. So, I don't know, it's not gonna take long, but I'm actually streaming right now, so, but, let's see. Yeah, I've got to get ready in a minute. So, I don't know. Let me just call you back in a few. I'll let you know what's up. Uh, all right, peace. Gonna go see that Backrooms movie.
What I was
Anyways,
doing. It just seems suspicious that he's asking so many questions about me. Anyways, play the song.
Dude, you're like, Stu's gonna fuck you up. I'm like, shut up, Adam. And then when the whole thing came out, you called me up like, dude, I told
okay.
you. Like,
Anyways, like, let's
I
just
thought
get,
we were trying to get the Jewish influence out of America, but no,
Yeah.
Nick's trying to make it where a bunch of incels worship him. Nick, obviously this didn't happen, but this is hilarious. Someone's saying, "Get these niche bitches out of here."
they fucking suck, dude.
By the way, who posted that? Let me give credit. Who posted that? Palestinian News Network. They're rats, not snitches, but that is funny. No one would really go to Lucas Gage. These are the last two people. If there was a war that broke out, they'd be hiding. You'd be, I have PTSD. I have PTSD. Help! And Nick, that guy's never thrown a punch, never had sex with a woman. Come on. Let's see what else we got. People, no, I don't lie. I will explain it all. Going live right now. Oh, thank you, Lucas. You don't lie.
All
For
right.
wanting to get married and have kids. I mean,
Let's
everyone
see.
knows Nick's gay. We kind of all just pretended like he
Yeah.
wasn't because he
Yeah.
said the right things. It's like we could pretend that wasn't the case.
And
But
like, dude, I wouldn't care if he was gay. Like, and in this day and age, why would you fucking hide being gay? Like, it's actually people will be like cheering you on. You know what I mean? I guess because he has to be right wing, whatever. You know what I mean? But like, dude, if somebody had done gay shit and like regretted it, I'm more than willing to forgive them these days. I mean, it's so pushed on you. But let's see what he says.
it's all true. Let's
Guys
play.
are like, I can't wait to be a dad. I can't wait to be a husband. I can't wait to go to my kid's graduation. It's like, that shit is boring.
No, it's
That
not.
shit is fucking boring, and you should feel bored. It should feel like an obligation. I just want to see my kids.
You know, it's boring. Fucking sitting in your basement all day and just fucking talking shit about people, tearing other people down, doing nothing. Like, you'd be better off fucking. Yeah, I just want to be a dad. I just want to do all this. Yeah, Nick, it's called procreation, you fucking idiot, dude. God, dude. It's just like, okay, yeah, it's I understand the sentiment of what he's saying, but we don't need to go back to this married with children mentality, this mentality that the sitcoms gave us that, oh, I'm a begrudging parent. Having kids sucks. Da da da. When there's people who are dying, wanting fucking a good woman, wanting to have a nice family, wanting to be able to pay for their kids, just wanting the basic things that we could have. And I don't think people realize how good we could have it here. We have our own continent over here, and yet we're just throwing it all away so that we can do this. This is what we gave up our fucking inheritance for this.
Recital, because it's so meaningful.
He's trying to encourage people not to have children. This is the worst thing you could do. He has mostly, he talks about, oh, white people being replaced. And he says, don't have children. Don't vote for people like Casey. This is subversion. This is subversion right here. Don't have kids. Kids is the greatest thing you could do. Go ahead and play.
Like, men have become so sentimental. Sentimentality is not a masculine virtue. That is for faggots. Okay?
I just want him calling.
These overly sentimental men, it's like it should be a chore. Because it's not like the deal of marriage is like, look, men want to have sex with hundreds of women. That's what all men want to do. Men want to have sex with hundreds.
Not all men want to have just do that. Not all men don't want to have a wife. Like, dude, it makes me so mad to even think about this because I used to watch Nick and think he was all right, and I just thought these were sort of jokes, but I don't think he's joking anymore. And yeah, sure, a lot of men want to have sex with hundreds of women. Sure. But, like, dude, there's porn. Ask Dan Bilzerian about that. He said he was a sex addict. Whatever. It loses its. There's diminishing returns on it, man. Put the penis in the vagina. Okay, we've all done it. I've done it hundreds of times. It's actually more meaningful and much better if you have a partner where you can enjoy that with and it means something. One night where you're drunk and you fuck a bitch and then you fucking are gonna forget it. You won't even remember her face. You know what I mean? It's okay. And you're a Catholic, Nick, and you're fucking. I'm so sick and tired of these games.
Of women. And men want to live alone.
No, they don't. No, they don't. I live alone. Living alone fucking sucks. Like, maybe, especially if you don't have any friends or any contacts with the outside world, like, and there's no community anymore. Nobody wants to fucking live alone, and you don't speak for men, Nick. You don't speak for anyone, dude, except for your fucking groiper audience, who are the real fucking bundles of sticks, since you insist on using these fucking, just like, God, dude, God dang, dude, this is such a mess. This is such a fucking mess, dude. And we thought this guy was gonna help us. Well, no.
I want to live alone and have sex with hundreds of women.
I want to live alone and have sex with hundreds of women. Meanwhile, you haven't had sex with one, Nick. How would you know what the fuck people want when you haven't even done it?
And what happens is you have sex and you have a kid, and then you're obligated to like stick with the woman and raise the kid, and that's why your testosterone goes down. You kind of stop being a man for a little while.
Oh my God, dude. You have no testosterone, Nick, dude. You're a little fucking heel biting, behind the back, snitchy little faggot, dude. God, dude. I fucking hate this piece of shit, dude. I mean, dude. Anybody who's still on board with this fucking guy, you guys need to take a look in the mirror. Like, this is your savior? Is this your guy? The guy who is selling Jeffrey Epstein merch? The guy who fucking downplays his crimes because some of the girls were post puberty but still underage? That's all it was. That's all it was. Never mind all the jerky and the pizza and the grape soda and just like how we've only barely scratched the surface of what to me was clearly a Mossad agent. And you say he has aura and all this shit. Where's it? Yeah, I mean, there you go. There you go. Look, that's him fucking selling the fucking hoodie thing that Epstein wore, but instead of his initials, it says USA. Yeah. Nick is probably a crypto Jew. He's definitely gay. He's not worth it. He's basically Tim Pool. There's no difference, right? They're both getting money from I mean, this is all so fucked, guys. Are we facing the end of Western civilization? It does look that way. It does look that way. Or is this another industrial revolution? AI is going to save the fucking world? I don't know, guys. I don't know. This is the end of my stream. I'm done. I have real life events to attend to. I'm sorry, guys. But if you're a groiper, you need to fucking think about what the fuck you're supporting. People need to let him know. His audience needs to give him shit. They need to stop seeing him as a cult leader. Like, these pathetic fucking losers, dude. You know? It's just, it's sad because I saw him have that, when he had the Pierce Morgan interview. I thought that was really good and all this stuff. I thought we could finally make some changes, like, or that the conversation was shifting. But here we are again. Here we are again. We're pushed back. The dialectic gets reset. Now it's a never-ending loop. Oh, we're getting somewhere. Change is happening. But then, instead of that change occurring, they put in another false person, and that person takes us in a direction we don't want to go. So, and here in where I live, we just got Lindsey Graham again. How the how we got Lindsey Graham again, I don't fucking know, dude. I don't even know if I believe elections are fair anymore. But I don't know if we're going to vote our way out of this. I'm not encouraging people to be violent or anything like that. But I think what we should do is just overwhelm them somehow. I mean, all you have to do, I don't know. Once everybody's homeless, what the fuck are they going to do? Are they going to tax the homeless? I mean, we just, like, dude, honestly, I think we can't go bankrupt because then Israel wouldn't have a money pool. So maybe we should just go fucking crash the system. It might be our only way out of this. I don't know, for our children's children, if we want that. Or what? Hey, maybe we're in the end times. Who knows? I don't fucking know, guys. But I'm out. Nick Fuentes is a piece of shit. And hopefully one day I could make some money doing this fucking shit, man. Oh my god, dude. It's just this country's fucked, man. I mean, we just pay for everybody. All of our money is going to Israel or to immigrants, to people who fucking will leave, who don't care about this country, think it's evil. It's like it's all so tiresome. But I don't know. Keep your heads up, guys. You never know what God can do in your life or what sort of changes can happen. So we'll see.